What's going on, guys? Welcome to another comic book guy review. Today we got two special guests on the channel. We got FUTEKIGO Studios, Mr. Isaac Stone, and Casey Bragg in the house.
What's happening? What's going on?
I am so excited that you guys are back on. For those who haven't seen, since day one, you guys have been supporters of Nerd Daddy. I came to Isaac on day one, not having a channel, not having any subscribers, and you were nice enough to put your faith and trust in me to do a podcast and to do a video on Amnesiacs issue 1. And I appreciate it, man. And
Oh yeah.
to this day, like, now we talk all the time. Casey, you and I have built a relationship, and I just want to thank you guys, man. Like, I love that we support each other, that you guys support us, and
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking about that too. We started kind of at the same time.
yeah, man. You guys were the first video that I shot for Nerd Daddy.
Oh, that's dope.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah,
Cool. Yeah, I didn't know that either.
the very first video I shot, the Turtle Tuesday 101 on your guys' issue, was the first video I shot. And the first interview I did, Isaac, was with you. And Casey, I invited you, and you accepted, and here we are.
That's right.
Here we are.
And we're here to talk about your guys' brand new projects.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles, Amnesiacs issue 2, and Ghostface. We're going to focus more on this because Josh from Josh Plays With Himself is going to be doing another interview with Casey and with the artist of Ghostface issue 1, Derek Dalton. So stay tuned for that. But today, we're going to be focusing more on this. For anyone watching the video that hasn't seen any of your guys' projects, tell them about Amnesiacs issue 1, the creative process, what inspired it, that kind of stuff.
I mean, where will we start? Like,
Can I steer you in the right direction?
yeah.
So I remember when you and I had the conversation 2 years ago, I asked you how you guys met, and you showed me this.
Oh yeah.
You showed me that.
Good place to start.
And I think it's awesome that you guys included this in the comic.
All right.
Tell the viewers about this. This is what I want to know about.
All right.
All right, I can. Here, I'll explain that because I approached Isaac, so I knew Isaac from years ago. I mean, high school years. He was always known as this comic book illustrator guy. You know, his drawings were all downtown in comic book shops and stuff like that. And I just had just kind of hit you one day. You get this thought, and I was like, because he was putting up that he'd do commissions and stuff like that. I said, I'm gonna get him to do a commission for me. And at that time, the last Ronin had just came out, so I was kind of big into that. And I was like, I'm gonna get him, see if he'll draw this for me, a commission piece. And so I gave him the idea, and he took it on. And so as he did that, and he showed it to me and everything, and I got it. I was like, all right, I've got this comic book idea, or more of a script idea, like a movie idea. It's really where I am from, is screenplays and stuff like that. So I had the idea for the Turtles, a sequel to the original movie, is really where I was coming from with it. And so I asked him, because I said, if I give you a script, would you consider maybe doing the illustrations for it? And so he was like, yeah, shoot it my way. We'll see, we'll see what happens, see if it's any good or whatever. So I sent it to him, and he said, you got a good script there. I think I can do something. So, and from there, he took it, ran with it, and there you have Amnesiacs issue 1.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with a sequel to the 1990 movie. That movie is a fucking masterpiece, man.
It really is.
Yep.
The 35th anniversary just passed, and I saw it in theaters with a couple friends of mine, and it was cool that I was able to bring my mom 35 years later when she brought me as a child.
Right.
So so it was definitely awesome.
Cool.
And anything that's a sequel to that movie, I'm in. That's all I needed to hear when I originally saw you guys and saw the preview shots for the comic. I'm like, oh, it's 1990. I'm in. Where the fuck do I sign up? What made you pick Casey Jones? What made you pick a story focusing mainly on Casey? And April's there, Kino's there, which is also an interesting idea. What made you pick those characters to kind of focus on the core of the story?
Yeah, so Casey was always, other than Michelangelo, Casey was always my favorite. He was the one who I could most be like as a child. I couldn't be a turtle. The costumes we had at the time were
we all
were garbage.
We all tried though.
We did, but if you remember the costumes, they were horrible.
Oh yeah.
Not great.
So But Casey Jones was easy to pull off. You just had to have the mask and a baseball bat, and you were Casey Jones.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the main reasons why I focused on him. And and other than that, it just kind of came to my mind. That was who to focus on. That was just part of the envision that I had.
So you saw yourself more in Casey Jones.
I did, yes. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never got enough screen time in the movies anyway.
He didn't, but
even in the first one,
you remember
that mask.
His scenes you remember though.
That's for
Every
sure.
scene he's in, he steals. The fight with Raph, him, putting the foot soldier mask on and sneaking in, his fight with fucking Tatsu at the end. Whoops. Which like everything about him it stands out.
It's a talent.
It can kind of be a sequel to the Mirage books or the TMNT 1990 movie. You can kind of pick your headcanon. I think that was actually your exact words. Pick your head.
Pretty much, yeah.
What was your inspiration art-wise?
Oh, art-wise, it's always been Eastman and Laird, like, specifically together, like, I think separately I've always gravitated more towards Kevin Eastman stuff, just visually, but, like, there's something about the two of them together that's, like, I don't know, it's hard to top. For me, that's kinda how I learned to draw comics anyway, was copying the Mirage stuff. So, like, the two of them together when, like, even they, looking back, don't know really who did what.
Yeah.
Like, I get a sense that it's like when Kevin Eastman is kind of inking over what Laird is penciling out, that somehow might be my favorite combo. I'm not really sure because, again, it's hard to, especially the early issues, it's hard to separate who's doing what.
Yeah.
And but that's definitely my main influence as far as, like, that's what I wanted this comic to look like, was the old duotone black and white stuff.
Well, you definitely succeeded because if I didn't know any better, dude, like I told you last time, if I didn't know any better and someone just handed me this book, I'd be like, oh, this is like a lost book from like '88 or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the highest compliment.
This is a book that was never released, and now they're
right.
They're bringing it to light, and obviously that was the goal, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Yep.
Volume 1, I'm assuming, is what you're mainly talking about, right? Like early volume 1.
Yeah, pretty much, like, just the first arc, basically, like, all the Baxter Stockman stuff, the initial battle with Shredder, and then, like, up to after they go to space, come back, and I think, because basically where it ended for me as a kid was the first publication graphic novels. There's, like, 4 of them, and that one kinda ends with, I think, Shredder coming back initially.
The worms? That one? The worms?
It doesn't get to the worms yet, but it's like, it ends up right off there. Whatever the 4th volume cut off that's kinda
was that, what was that? City at War or Return to New York?
Yeah, that's right before all that stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
I love those. I love Return to New York.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
So how did you feel? And Casey, you can chime in too. How did you feel when they did the color variants? When they started doing the comics in color?
Well, I mean, initially, like, outside of seeing, like, like, flyers in comic book stores and maybe, a comic magazine of the black
Yeah.
and white stuff, like I said, my first introduction with those first publication trades, and those were all in color. So, like, that's sorta, but, the masks were still red, all of them, but it was sort of in color, so that's kinda, but, like, looking back, like, the thing that stands out to me is that duo shade.
Yeah.
That tone that's like, it's got something. There's something to it.
One of the coolest parts, at least for me, in my story of discovering the turtles. Obviously, I found out the TV show first, and then there was a comic, and there was no internet back then, so it was always, oh, these two guys in their house made a studio and produced their own comics. And I remember when I don't remember what issue it was, but I found, or someone showed me one of the issues, in the black and white issues. I'm like, dude, this is so fucking cool. It's raw. You can tell, like, this feels like I'm picking up someone's notebook, someone's drawing pad, and I'm getting a peek into their own personal fucking pad. And that's what I love about your work in Amnesiacs 1 and 2. And also, this also applies to Ghostface too, Casey. Your guys' work is very raw, and I feel like that's one of the things that most comic books are missing nowadays. It feels like I'm getting a peek into your personal drawing book, and I love that.
Thank you. That's a good compliment.
You can tell the font is handwritten. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not overproduced. It's raw. It feels personal, and especially now with most of the stuff that I see on comic book shelves, I appreciate it.
Right? Yeah. Right on.
Yeah. Thank you.
Amnesiacs 1. Compared to that, what was different this time around? Because it did take a long goddamn time.
Oh yeah, for
It did
sure.
take a long time, and I was impatiently waiting, selfishly enough, for you guys. Hey,
Well, that's
man,
cool.
what's
Yeah.
going on with the book? Hey, man, what's going on with the drawings,
Oh
Isaac?
yeah.
Casey,
Yeah.
what's going on with you guys done? You guys almost here? And finally
Yeah.
came out, and it was worth the wait.
Well, I mean, first thing, it was 33 pages instead
Yes,
of just
Yeah. It's
what
longer.
24. I don't know. I remember.
definitely a thicker boy.
It's a much thicker
Yep.
book. Yeah, a lot more involved as far as the different scenes and whatnot. But so that for me was the main difference.
Yeah, well, I was trying to fit everything into that issue as well as far as the script went. You know, we had a lot to
Oh yeah, there
kind of
was stuff
cram into it.
I had to trim off the end.
Yeah, because we didn't want to linger it on too much, and then if you cut it too short, then it's too short. You know, so we had to find that happy medium, and he nailed it. You know, so as I wrote it, I kind of figured out where issue 2 needed to end, and I actually do think that I kind of went a little further on, and then Isaac said, "Okay, we need to cut it right there." And so you
Yeah,
see, they get to the farmhouse, and he was like, "That's a good place to cut." And I had originally written further on, which is what you're going to see in issue 3. But yeah, so issue 3, there was a little bit of issue 3 in issue 2, but we cut that up, and then issue 3 was pretty long as well, and we kind of then I chopped it up, and now we're bringing it back. So issue 2 is a little chunky, so we're gonna make issue 3 a little chunky as well.
well, you know what? That's another thing about comic books nowadays. You pay fucking $8 and you get a 11-page, 12-page story. You know,
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
and
so
yeah,
like
yeah.
at least you're supporting independent guys, which is the future of movies, Hollywood. Well, just cancel Hollywood out of there. But movies,
Yeah.
television, comic books, music, fill in the fucking blank. Independent. This is the
Mhm.
time of the independent artist. And you pay a little bit more. What do you guys charging? 15 this time around, correct?
It's 10 for regular, 15 for
15 for
signed,
yeah.
and
And
then
that's worth
20 for a
15
remark.
for sign of a mark or whatever. But you pay a couple extra bucks compared to your standard comic on comic book shop shelves. But you get 30 plus pages.
Yeah,
It's not rocket science, man.
yeah.
You're
that's
getting your
right.
money's
Deal.
worth.
Yes.
Without any spoilers, because you were kind of talking about it, Casey. What can you tell us about issue 3 without spoiling anything? A vague synopsis, anything to look forward to.
Um,
You could also tell me to politely fuck off and just wait for issue 3 to
no,
come
no.
out.
Oh, we'll say you get the turtles are coming. You're gonna get the turtles, so
Good.
you are gonna be there. Couple of surprises. I don't
So
know.
in your story, they're going back to the farmhouse after already being there for the first like training and healing
Yeah.
montage, right?
They have
Okay.
been there before. No matter if it's like the comics or the movie, they have been there before.
Okay. So
Yep.
that scene exists in canon. So why Kino, Casey?
I don't know. I felt that well. So this was supposed to be like a sequel, right? In a way to the first movie, where he's in the sequel.
Yeah.
But his story is I didn't much care for his story. I didn't much care about he's a pizza guy and all that stuff like that. So I was like, but I thought he had potential to be a cool character. Why not make him one of the wards at the hospital, and he helps Casey and Jane get out.
Is issue 3 in the works? Is there anything done? Is there a rough estimation of when you want to have it done by?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
in the works. Yeah.
it is, yeah.
Where I'm at on it. I'm about 19 pages into it. Like as far as what I've got roughed out in my book,
Cool.
kind of like going back and refining that. And
So I'm definitely proud of you guys. You guys, so not only you guys took your story and did an awesome continuation of it for issue 2. Casey, you also managed 2 different writing teams or two different creative teams, and you released 2 quality comics at the same time, man. I can imagine that being stressful, and you knocked it out of the park, dude. Congratulations, by the way, to all
Thank
you
you,
guys.
thank you.
What quarter of what year is circled on your calendar to say I'm hoping to have Amnesiacs 3 out by?
I mean, ideally next year, middle of next year. I mean, that's just my end where I'm at. Just sort of casting ahead.
At least have a goal, and you could, you can edit along the way and change paths when needed. But
Yeah. Hopefully, there's not a 2-year break between these next issues.
please don't do that again. Don't do it
Yeah.
again, man. No, but it was definitely worth
Uh,
the wait. All jokes aside, it was
yeah.
worth the wait.
Yeah, I hope at the beginning of next year. I know that's pushing it, but I think that would, if we can get them all, and that's a lot of work, but
Absolutely.
the fact that we're trying to release 4 comics, I've got a book, I've got the second Ghostface, the Lost Trilogy, I've got that book that I'm the screenplay book that I'm working on, so I was kinda hoping to get it all out at the same time, so that'd be 1 book and 4 comics
Yeah.
all at the same time, but that's tough. That would be tough. But I gotta get the next book out before Scream 7 comes out, just in case there's something in Scream 7 that my book does. I'd rather my book do it first than, because I don't know anything about Scream 7, but there's a chance that they could be doing something similar to what I've already written, and
Would
we
you be
can't have
mad or
that.
flattered if obviously there's no literal connection with whoever's writing Scream 7 and you, but if they ended up doing something pretty similar or almost exact to what you do, would you be flattered or mad?
As long as people didn't say that I copied them, you know what I mean? Because everything I'm doing is original. Yeah, I think I'd be fly. I'd be like, "Whoa, that's crazy. Am I psychic? Do I know things that can I see the future? What's going on there?"
Just make sure you date everything, just in case.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's all David. Yeah.
Once the Amnesiacs is finished, is there any plan to have like a hardcover, a trade, some sort of collection, anything like that?
Definitely, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
And then eventually, like maybe a colored version would be dope too.
Mhm.
I've done like one
That would be
page
cool.
colored, and it looked
That would be
pretty
cool.
neat.
Yeah.
If you guys do a collection, I think you should do something at the end that's a handful of pages of maybe unused concepts, maybe a cover that you didn't use because you went with cover 1 and cover 2, just like alternate ideas, alternate
Oh yeah.
scenes,
Yeah.
whatever, any kind of extra stuff. I'm definitely a huge fan of the behind the scenes aspects and the making of and the
Mhm.
scrapped ideas and all that kind of stuff. So if you have any of that stuff, I think that would be a cool idea to put that in.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The
Oh yeah.
back matter. Yeah.
Exactly. So if anyone is interested in issue 2, you can find it at FUTEKIGOstudios.com. That's your main website where all of the issues are available at. You can find Amnesiacs 2, you can find Ghostface issue 1. Can you still
Mhm.
find Amnesiacs 1 there, or is that out of print by now?
You can.
Yeah.
We
It's
still have
still
a few
there for the
copies.
moment.
Still there? Cool.
Yep.
You can support these guys on their Etsy shop. You can follow them on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the usual social media stuff. You guys are very active on there, so that's always a good thing. And keep an eye out too. Like I said before, Josh will be doing an interview. For all I know, when this video goes up, it might already be done by then. But Casey and his artist Derek Dalton for Ghostface 1 will be also on another podcast and doing an interview. I have 2 issues, one of Amnesiacs 2 and one of Ghostface 1. And also as a bonus, I have, where is it? Look, I still have Isaac. I still have the cover on it.
Oh, nice.
We're also going to be giving away Amnesiacs 1. So there's no excuse if, I never read the first one, I'm not really interested in the second one. Nope, no excuses.
There it is.
So the giveaway will be going up soon. You'll get all 3 issues. Keep an eye on the channel and all the socials. That announcement will be coming soon. And completely free of charge. No shipping, none of that. No hidden fees, nothing. Completely free of charge. Casey, Isaac, I want to thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel. Again, you guys have a place in my heart, and you guys are more than just, someone that I work with Nerd Daddy. I consider you guys friends.
Oh,
You have my
right
trust.
on.
Definitely.
You have my trust, and I appreciate that you guys have my trust as well.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited for what you guys are going to do in the future. I'm excited to see it as a fan and as your guys' friend.
Excellent.
you.
Thanks
Yeah.
so much for having us back on, man. Really
Of course,
Yeah,
appreciate it.
definitely.
Nothing but a pleasure. And let's do it again when
Definitely.
issue 3 comes out.
Sooner than you
We
think.
will do it.
My man.
Seriously, yeah, definitely.
My man. That's going to wrap up the interview. Appreciate you guys hanging out as always, checking out the video. Again, www.FUTEKIGOstudios.com. Grab issue 1 of Ghostface, grab issue 1 of Amnesiacs, and grab issue 2 of Amnesiacs 2, and stay tuned for issue 3. And until the next time, guys, on behalf of all 3 of us, thank you, Casey. Thank you, Isaac. Later.